Good afternoon and welcome to TVC Talk. I'm your host, Julie Parton. This is episode 13 and we're back with David Kircher.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
And he's the president of TVC Marketing. We're so happy to have you back.
It's good to be back. I wasn't here last week. We had other people on in lieu of me, and that's great because you get to know all the people in our office, get to see them, hear from them. So it's good for you.
All of the team members have done such a great job. I've been really
it's
proud
wonderful.
of them.
They've been great.
So you guys know that David is the guru of all things TVC, Motor Club of America, and we're going to put him in the hot seat for a second for another speed round.
Easy.
Because he really just steps up to the plate and crushes it every time we do this.
Oh, well, thanks for the lead in there.
So today we're going to talk about handling objections.
Okay.
And hopefully these will help make people better salespeople, and especially for TVC Pro Driver.
Yeah, we're going to talk about TVC Pro Driver today. Give you a little bit of feel for what one of the other lines of business is that we handle besides MCA. TVC Pro Driver is, well, I guess we're going to get into that. What it is, it's legal representation. Can I say that one more time? Legal representation for truckers in the court of original jurisdiction is the primary feature of that membership. So we handle tickets, moving violations, for truckers. So that's our primary focus of that membership. Okay.
TVC, yeah, that seems like such an innovative concept to me. I love that.
Well, it's different. It's niche, but you got to have it, and we'll probably get into that when you ask me some questions. I mean, if you're a driver, right? If you get two serious violations, well, a serious violation might be something like more than 50 miles an hour, talking on your cell phone, following too close, improper lane change. You get two of those. It's very easy to have your license suspended for 6 months. You're out of business. You've got no way to support your family. So it's very serious for a trucker. They just can't do what we can do. As a four-wheeler, right, as somebody who just drives a car, if I get a ticket, yeah, maybe I can just pay the fine and go on. That's not possible for them because they jeopardize their license and their livelihood.
Yeah, it's a much bigger deal.
Yes, much bigger deal.
Than when I get them and it
Julie's,
just, ticks the husband off. Have I had any tickets?
Yeah.
I don't even want to tell you how many tickets I've had.
Okay.
We live in Oklahoma. They just love giving out speeding tickets.
They do. Well, that's how we get revenue.
And I shouldn't be speeding. So, put you in the hot seat now. This is not about me. We have questions that people want to know. How should we handle these situations?
All right.
Okay?
And these situations are when you're presenting to a truck driver, or most of these, I think.
Right.
Okay.
Or you're just trying to sell to somebody, and these are the things that they might say.
They might ask
and here's
you.
the responses that you might get. So, somebody says, I need to think it over. What do you say?
Well, here's what I say when a truck driver says to me, I don't know if I need your membership, I need to think it over. What I want to say to them is, look, why don't you think about these things? You know, if you have our membership, you don't have to worry about finding an attorney. You don't have to worry about, in most cases, showing up in court. You don't have to worry about getting out of your truck and going clear cross country, losing 3 or 4 days' pay, as well as the air flight to get you there to go represent yourself. When you have TVC Pro Driver membership, we take care of that for you. That's what you need to think about.
Okay. How do I know that this really works?
Okay, well, most of the time we're selling this in a truck stop, okay? That's one of the things that, and you know, these are major truck stops. These are like TA Petros or Pilot Flying J's or Loves, and we have agreements with them, contracts with them, to sell our product in their stores. Now, they're not going to let us in this store, if I'm talking to you as a driver, they're not going to let me in the store and sell this product if what I provide for you doesn't work, okay? So that's the reason it works. We know that it works because we're here. They allow us to sell here, and they're not going to let us sell something that causes their customers to be disenchanted, right?
Right. It's almost a necessity, like anything else you would buy in those truck stops. Can I take a brochure or card with me?
Well, you can take a brochure or card with you. That's possible, but I'll tell you this. When you get stopped by a policeman, and it's not if, it's when, because most drivers 60% of drivers get a ticket within a year, okay?
Oh.
Did you know that? Isn't that wild? 60%.
And what's so hard is that it's probably not their home state.
Well, and it may not even be their fault. I mean, there's a lot of instances. For example, let's say you're driving in Colorado, right? You can't go through a tunnel in the left lane. If you get next to some cars and they won't let you over, you're toast. There's a lot of times when you can't control the situation. What you're trying to do is be safe, That's your primary objective, is to be safe, not harm anyone or hurt anyone, and as a result of that, sometimes you get tickets for that. So there are many cases where you're not responsible for getting a ticket. You're not at fault, but you're going to get a ticket anyway. So what was the original question?
The original question
I'm just going on
Can
here.
I take a brochure or card
You
with
can,
me?
but here's the problem. When you get that ticket, not if, but when you get that ticket, try handing that brochure or that card to that officer and see what he does for you. See if it keeps him from handing you a ticket, okay?
So you hand him the brochure and he's like, sorry, it doesn't matter what you were thinking about doing. It matters what you've done.
You have to have our coverage in place. Now, once you have our coverage in place and you show that officer that you have our membership, a lot of times he won't even write you a ticket. Why? Because he knows he has to show up for court. In most instances, yeah. So think about it. You're traveling cross country. You're a driver who drives in more than one state, right? He knows that.
You just reminded me of something crazy.
Yeah.
Traffic laws vary from state to state.
Sure they do.
So you don't really know what you're driving into.
I mean, sometimes it's a crapshoot. You may not know what is or isn't illegal in that specific state, and a lot of times it can be things like lights on the top of your vehicle. You have to have certain lights on your top of your vehicle, or not on or not. Yeah, it's just different state by state. So the point is if I'm driving from state to state and they see my tag and I'm not from their state, they know that I'm a trucker. They know that I may be in Minnesota when my court date in Nevada is 2 weeks from now, and they don't think I can get there. But if I have as a driver, TVC Pro driver, they know somebody's going to show up, so they can't go fishing that day.
Excellent.
Okay.
And they're like, I had a great trip planned that weekend. This is not happening. So here's another thing somebody might say. I have to discuss this with my spouse. Okay,
I understand that. You need to discuss everything with your spouse. But let me ask you a question, okay? Here's the question. You know, this costs less $1.63 a day, okay? So let me ask you a question. Every time you buy a snack, like a bag of potato chips or a cup of coffee, do you call that your wife and discuss that with her? Here's what you need to be discussing with her and what you will be discussing with her if you don't have our membership. You're going to be discussing why you had to lose thousands of dollars in going to court and fighting this yourself, or paying thousands of dollars for an attorney to fight it for you. The whole point is, this as one person, you're probably going to get this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Look, this costs you $12 a week. $12 a week. And, you know, I've never known $12 a week to cause a man to lose Cheerios off his table. You're not going to lose food for your family by spending $12 a week, but I'll tell you what you will do. You can lose your livelihood and your job by not having our TVC Pro driver membership.
And yeah, $12 a week, it's not something you're splurging on. It's an investment in your career.
You spend more than that on energy drinks and tipping, whatever. There's a lot of things you spend more money than that on, I'll guarantee you.
Well, here's a weird one.
Okay.
What if someone says, I don't have a bank or credit union?
Well, you're out here on the road, okay? I'm just saying, you're here on the road and you've got some form of payment because you just bought fuel. I'm in a truck stop, you just came through the door, you're getting ready to go pay for your fuel. Somehow you're going to pay for that fuel. So you either have cash in your pocket or you have a debit card or credit card. We take all of that, okay? And we will make it work for you. You know, we bill you on a monthly basis, so we'll get you set up and we'll bill your credit card or your debit card or whatever. We'll get that handled for you. If you don't have a bank or a credit union, and I told Julie earlier, I don't have a bank or a credit union. I don't own one. Do you own one? But there's always a way to pay for your membership. I have an account at one, but I don't own a bank or a credit union.
Me neither.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
She probably is. You're thinking about it, though.
One day.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of shout outs here. This is from Edgar Roots. Hi guys, keep up the good work.
Hey, Edgar.
You too. You keep up the good work too, Edgar. And this is from Jason Lupin. Hey Dave. Oh, he hates when you call him Dave.
Oh, that's.
Hey Dave. How are you doing today?
All right, yeah, Dave. I started calling Julie Jules, and she yelled back at me, Dave. So we don't call each other by nicknames, do we?
Jace. We'll call him Jason.
Jace. Hey, Jace.
Well, thank you guys for writing in. And if you do have any additional questions for us, feel free to leave them in the comments. We can get them at the end of the episode. But this guy's still in the hot seat.
Okay.
Next question. Just give me an application to take with me. I'll send it in later.
I'll tell you what. Let's do it a different way. Okay? Let's get all your information here so I'll have it with me when you're ready to think about it, when you're ready to make that decision. I'll have all that information with me, and at that point in time, I'm going to get his information, I'm going to go through the process, and then I'm going to close him at the end. Don't let him take the application with him. Let's get the information. So when you call me back, I'll have all that ready, and all you have to do is say go. In fact, let's get your bank account number. So when do you get paid? Okay, Friday. You get paid on Friday. I'll tell you what. You call me back on Friday, and or on Saturday if you don't want it, okay? If you don't want to call me back before Friday, and I'll make sure I don't run it. But otherwise, I've got your information. We're ready to go. You're going to have money in your bank account on Friday, so we'll be good to go. Okay? Sounds good to me.
Nice. I'll have money next time. I'll be back.
Well, that would be a similar situation to the one we just read, right? Or one we just did. Is get the information, and you'll have another opportunity to close him at the end of the conversation. But get the information from him so you'll have it available. Yeah, I may not be here the next time you come back. And if I'm not here and you don't get coverage, you could get a ticket, and then where are you going to be? You're going to be in a situation where you don't want to be. You're going to be having to find your own attorney, or you're going to be calling me back and have to pay a pre-existing fee of $295. You're going to have some issues if you wait. Let's get you set up right now.
Nice. What if somebody says, I don't have my bank numbers?
Well, where's your bank at? Let's call your bank and get your bank numbers. They'll give them to you if you just call them. Let's do that. Or you can say, who takes care of your accounting? Does your wife write the checks? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's call her together and let's talk to her about why we need this, and let's go ahead and get your bank account number from her.
This is the last hot seat question.
Oh, really? Okay.
Why is this worth my money?
Okay. As you know, you can just take the economics of this thing, right? You get a ticket, and you want to fight the ticket. You can't stand the points on your record. You know that. And so you're going to have to hire an attorney. If you go out and hire your own attorney, it's going to be anywhere from $500 to $1,000, okay? That's just to get your attorney. And then in that particular case, you may have to leave your truck, right, and go there. Well, you know that's virtually impossible. How can you leave your truck? If you've got a load, you can't do that. So you can't take a load before the week. You've got to prepare to be in court. So the problem becomes it's not economically even feasible for you to do a program that doesn't involve us. If we're involved, you don't have to pay for the attorney. You generally don't have to show up in court ever. There in rare instances you might have to, but it's not likely, okay? And then we take care of that for you. And let me tell you something. When you go out and hire an attorney, the attorney you're going to hire, you're going to find somebody, maybe, because you want to find it in that state, right? So you don't know anything about it. What are you going to do? Look him up on the internet? You're going to go to the phone book? They don't even have phone books anymore. But the whole point is, where are you going to find this attorney? And what's his specialty? Our attorneys specialize in handling moving violations. We have guys that have worked for us for over 20 years. They know what they're doing. They know exactly where to go, who to see. Most of the time, they have coffee with the prosecuting attorneys in those counties or states or cities. They know those people. So a lot of times, your case may be settled over a cup of coffee at the coffee shop. So I'm just telling you, our guys know what they're doing. You are put in a position where you don't have any clue about who to get and how good they're going to be. Our guys are good. You know, we have over 50% of our cases are dismissed. That's crazy.
That's amazing.
That is.
It'd be nice to have those guys in your court.
Yeah, you want them in your court because this is your livelihood.
Yeah. David, that was so impressive. You knew all the answers right away.
I don't know if some of my good associates out there in the field think I was very impressive because they've got a lot better answers than I do. But I'm just telling you, that's some answers to those questions.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because coming up now we have a video from some of our top associates.
Okay.
Talking about how they have really done super well selling ProDriver and how they have handled objections.
Okay. LC's going to say something about a Cheerios if he's on this list.
I don't know about that.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see if David's right on that one. Bring up the video, guys.
I have been with TVC ProDriver going on 14 years. I came at a time when my husband had just passed away. I have 4 children, and I needed 2 things. I needed a lot of money, and I needed 100% freedom. And TVC has provided both of those things.
I answered the TVC ad. It was my perfect niche for me because of the fact that I could do what I want, work my own schedule, and make as much money as I wanted to make. And nobody was telling me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. They were just letting me do what I like. And right now, you know, I'm in the high 6 figures and getting ready to actually double or triple my income within the next 12 months. And there's no other business that could come close to giving me, a person without formal education, that kind of opportunity to, achieve those kind of financial heights.
My number one advice is when you are marketing enrolling drivers into a professional membership to protect their career, they need to feel it coming from you, that you're here to help them and not just take money, because they're going to instinctively know that within 10 seconds.
The main thing I tell them is that it's going to be what you make it. You've got to care about the drivers. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your product. And more importantly than anything, you have to go to work. It is not going to fall in your lap. So if you can develop a good work ethic, if you don't already have one, then this is what you need to, it will work for you.
Well, thank you so much for that video.
Good.
Turns out, apparently, talking about losing your Cheerios is just a common thing here. So.
Well, not losing your Cheerios, as you used to say. My mom used to say you lost your Cheerios. It meant I regurgitated or threw up. But no, this is, a man can't lose. I don't know if LC said that or not in the last segment about a grown man. $12 won't take Cheerios off a grown man's table. But anyway, it is. You like Cheerios?
I love them.
They're great for your kids.
Everybody needs
Cheerios.
So we're going to talk more about ProDriver. I feel like people, including me, have a lot more questions about it. So this is another product sold by TVC independent contractors. And tell us, what is the difference between TVC ProDriver and Motor Club of America?
Well, we kind of alluded to that. TVC ProDriver is designed specifically for truckers. And what the main coverage it provides for them is it provides them legal representation in the court of original jurisdiction, that's a mouthful, on your traffic violations. Okay, so they get traffic violations just like everyone else does, but at a much more frequent rate, because as we talked about, they're kind of targeted by the police to give them tickets because they know it's an easy get. They're more expensive tickets. It provides more revenue for the state. So it's just, they have a lot of options on giving tickets to those drivers.
Okay.
Okay.
So Edgar, hey again, asks, can an MCA associate sell TVC ProDriver? If so, how?
Well, what we do, TVC's ProDriver, as you can imagine, is a specialized product. We already said it's just for truckers. So what we require for someone to sell TVC ProDriver is that they're trained to sell TVC ProDriver. So that means you have to be trained by someone who knows what they're doing. Some of those people you just saw in the videos, they know what they're doing. They know how to sell TVC ProDriver. And we don't allow someone just to sell TVC ProDriver willy-nilly over the internet, because these drivers, it's their livelihood. We don't need these guys to be promised something that we can't deliver or we don't deliver. Okay, so it's a situation where they have to be trained. You have to be trained by one of our people in order to sell this product, which may require you to get up from where you're at and go somewhere else to be trained, because they work in truck stops throughout the United States. We have truck stops throughout the United States, and we have truck stops in a lot of different areas. But not everywhere do we have someone that can train you. But you have to be trained before you can sell TVC ProDriver.
Where would the associates sign up for training?
Well, they can call Lynn, or they can email myself or email Lynn, and if you do that, tell us where you live. It's very important for you to tell us where you live, and then we can get you connected with somebody who can get you trained in selling ProDriver. We have a lot of, in the Midwest, we have a lot of people up there that can get you trained. We have people that in Dallas, in the Texas area that can get you trained. We have people in Tennessee. We have people that can get you trained in Georgia. There's just different people. We got people that can get you working. In California, we have people. So, we just need to know where you live so we can see if we can connect you with that group of people.
And if not, a vacation.
There you go. Yes, you can.
Who doesn't want to go to Texas?
That's right.
So, how many different types of plans does TVC ProDriver offer?
We offer two basic plans. We have a premium plan, which is called our TVC ProDriver 4885, which alludes to the price of it. It's $48.85 per month.
Clever.
Okay, and then we have the other one's just about as good. It's the green plan, which is the $31.90, so it costs $31.90. One of them has a handling fee per ticket. The green plan does. For every ticket, you have to pay a $25 handling fee. And then there's a lot of other differences with regard to ancillary benefits. Okay, for example, the 4885 gives you an optional $50,000 AD&D coverage that you can have as a driver.
Wow.
It provides you with automatic CSA challenges on any of your tickets. Now, most of you may not even understand what CSA is. Do you understand what it is?
I don't.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead. Tell us what it is.
CSA stands for compliance, safety, and accountability. And some of you have heard of the DOT, right? Department of Transportation. And Department of Transportation regulates truckers extensively. It is amazing. I don't know if you've ever heard of like a logbook or things of that nature. They've just put electronic logbooks in every truck, which means it knows when you're driving, when you're not. You can only drive a certain number of hours before you have to take a break and stop and rest and sleep.
Okay.
You can only do so many hours you can only drive for so many hours in a 24-hour period. It's very regulated. In fact, CSA, it has to do with driver fitness. I mean,
how can I get one of those logbooks in my personal life?
Well, I don't know that you want
Julie,
one.
you need to work out. You need to go to bed.
That's right. But they, it's crazy. If you're next too wide, too thick, it's points off on CSA. So you get anytime you get a ticket. I know. Anytime you get a ticket, there's multiple different things that give you CSA points, and CSA points compare you with other drivers. So the higher, it's kind of like, you remember when you took the SAT or the
ACT.
ACT? Okay, in Oklahoma it's ACT. But when you were trying to get in college, you took this test, right? And you were ranked as a percentile. Well, the same kind of thing for drivers. They rank you in a percentile. Only in this case, the higher your percentile, the worse off you are. They can put you out of service until you can't drive if your CSA score gets too high.
So how does ProDriver help protect those scores?
Well, anytime we do, and this is not what an attorney that you hire yourself is going to do for you, I will tell you that, but here's what we do for you. Anytime we fight a ticket for you, okay, and we get a challengeable result, okay, a challengeable reduction, a reduction in your ticket that allows us to go challenge the points that you got on your CSA score for that ticket, we will automatically challenge that with FMCSA, which is Federal Motor Carriers Safety Act, okay? With those people. We will challenge that for you and get those points removed from your CSA score, okay?
Nice.
We've had situations where we have, and what's interesting too, is whatever my CSA score is as a driver, the person I work for, the motor freight carrier that I work for, or if I'm working for myself as an owner-operator, my score and my ability to get loads, my insurance rates, everything is tied to my CSA score.
Okay, so the two plans, which one of those has the CSA help?
Well, both of them you can get on the lesser plan, you have to pay a $25 handling fee to get your CSA worked for you, but on the larger plan, it's automatically worked for you.
So what's the best deal between those two, and which should associates try to sell?
Well, if you're a selling associate, for one, the 4885 is a better product for the driver. It's the best product. It's the platinum product. And everyone, you always want the best product. That's why some people like a more economical product, but my preference, or what I would sell, is 4885. And it also gives you, as a selling associate, gives you a larger commission.
Okay.
Okay?
What kind of violations does the TVC ProDriver membership cover?
Okay.
Oh, deep breath.
Well, it covers any kind of violation. Some of them are, in some cases, the violation is referred to an attorney as at a discounted rate. Okay, so in other words, some of them we would pay all the attorney's fees, and some of them on other covered cases they're covered under a 25% discount. For example, if you're driving with a suspended license, that would be covered under a 25% case, as opposed to being covered where we would send an attorney in and pay all the expenses related to it. And we specify that you shouldn't be driving if you're on a suspended license, right?
Yeah, that one's on you.
Yeah, or if there's other things involved. Sometimes a non-defensible ticket, right? For example, in certain states, it is an automatic ticket violation fine for having a radar detector in your car, okay? I mean, your truck.
Ooh.
So if you get one of those, it's non-defensible. There is no defense for having it in your truck. If you have it, then we can work that on a 25% case. But so everything's covered. It's just how it's covered. Most violations, moving violations, are going to be covered with us, and we're going to pay the attorney fee. We're going to pay all the costs associated with him going into court for you. And in fact, we are one of the only persons or groups that will cover a criminal case. God forbid, let's say, for example, you were...
So that was actually one of the questions. They
was it?
provide
Okay.
legal counsel at a discounted rate for members, right?
Yes, we do that.
Okay.
But even on a criminal case, like, for example, vehicular manslaughter or
This episode is dark.
It can, yeah. I mean, vehicular homicide, those kind of things where you're involved in an accident and God forbid somebody dies, or you're in a serious accident like that and criminal charges are filed against you. Those cases, if you went and hired an attorney to do that, it would cost you north of $50,000 in most instances. We will cover that for you. There's no out-of-pocket on that to you. These are serious violations, and we cover those for you. So if for no other reason for having our membership is that and that alone, we handle criminal cases for you.
It seems like such a no-brainer for somebody that drives for a living to have that kind of protection.
Absolutely.
So these lawyers, do they really have a 92% success rate?
They're successful in, like I said earlier, right? Over 50% of them are dismissed, but they'll get reductions they're able to, in a lot of instances, plea bargain with the prosecutors, and they will get you some type of reduction, some type of point reduction, some other things that they're able to do. They do a wonderful job in taking care of our drivers and helping them in every way possible to keep points off their record, to keep them in their driving in the driver's seat, and allow them to provide for their families. These, like I said, these guys, it's their job, it's their business. They don't do a bunch of other law. This is what they focus on is handling tickets, and handling tickets for us. I mean, some of them work exclusively for us, and some of them have been doing that for over 20 years.
Excellent. Well, if you're just now tuning in, this is episode 13. We're focusing on ProDriver. And this is the president, David Kircher. I'm your host,
Hey.
Julie Parton. Some
TVC
people watching.
ProDriver right there.
Amber McCart, hi again from Western New York.
Hi, Amber.
Amber, I love that you're always watching. It's so good to see you. Kevin Gadsden, good afternoon, guys. And Kathy Johnson and Debbie Tonkovich.
Oh, Debbie.
Both
Hi,
say
Debbie.
Hello. Oh, good. I'm glad
Kathy.
you know him.
Kathy is one of
Them.
those two ladies we just talked about. They sell down in the Dallas area. It's a mother and daughter.
And they crush it.
They really
Way to
do
go,
crush
girls.
it. They are, they work in a truck stop in south side of Dallas. So
Excellent. So what is TVC ProDriver insurance?
no, TVC ProDriver, as you know, we're Motor Club of America, okay?
Okay.
And motor clubs are, by statute, not considered insurance. They are defined to be, as members of a motor club, we can provide for you roadside assistance. We can provide you legal representation on your moving violations. Those are kind of the parameters around which a motor club lives, okay? And they have, by statute, said those are not insurance items. So it's not insurance, no. TVC ProDriver is not insurance. It's part of the motor club umbrella. So we handle tickets for people. We defend them against their traffic violations as part of the motor club.
All right.
Okay?
Let's say, hypothetically, because it's going to happen, a driver gets a ticket and they are a TVC ProDriver member. What do they do?
Well, we have a number for them to call, 800-288-2889. And they call into that number, and we talk to them, we get their information from them, and we have them. They can text us a picture of their ticket. We can get that information, and we can get things working for them quickly. We can find them an attorney. We'll assign it to an attorney after that, and then we'll call them back and tell them the status of their case and keep them updated on the case as it goes through the court system.
It's very simple.
It
Nice.
is.
All right. We wanted to say Sparta Chris, hey everyone.
Hey.
And then Callie McBride, hi David, from the second smallest town in Pennsylvania with a population of 300.
Where is it? Chick Shinny? No.
Good guess.
I don't know. I went through Shikshinny one
There's
time.
only 300 people out there that know the answer to this question. though.
Okay. All right. Second smallest.
Well, ProDriver sounds like a really, really fantastic product. I want to know a lot more about the associates that sell it.
Okay.
Where do they sell TVC ProDriver? How many sales a week do your top associates get?
Okay. Most of the time, our associates are selling in a truck stop, or they're getting referrals from other drivers that they've sold in the past. So that's the primary places that our people sell. We have national contracts with the 3 largest truck stop chains in America, and we have space available in there that our associates rent from them, and then they work there, they sell there. If you can imagine, if you're in sales, as most of you people are, okay. But if you've been in sales where you've had to work on referral business, okay, it may be one of our largest, our best organizations is run by a man who used to sell vacuum cleaners. So he was door to door. So he had to go through a process of finding referrals, and then going and working those referrals, trying to get an appointment where he could go into their home and show them what was going on. Same thing with insurance agents. They work on the referral basis, where they find people that they can go explain the insurance product to and sell them. Well, in truck stops, if you can imagine this, you have approximately 200 qualified drivers walking in front of you in a 6-hour period. So you're
What?
Yeah, 200 people that you
6
can.
hours?
Yeah, and so what's
Gosh,
amazing.
That's such an easier sell than vacuums. I bet he
Yeah,
loves
it
his
is.
job.
Yeah, he does. He sold everything he had and moved to the Midwest to do this. Al Lawson is. I mean, he's just spectacular at it, and he's been around for a long time. He knows Debbie Tunkovich, the one down there. Yeah, in fact, they were together last week working on recruiting.
They're besties.
Oh yeah. Anyway. The whole point is you have 200 qualified buyers walking in front of you in a 6-hour period. So your process is to invite or engage someone in conversation. Hey, where are you headed today? What's going on? How long you been a driver? You don't want to ask yes and no questions, but you get them engaged in conversation, and then you invite, present, and close. That's what we say. And we have a presentation book that you can take the drivers through. And it shows all the points about the membership, shows all the enhancements about the membership, everything you get with it, all the benefits, and then you basically, when you get done or any time in between when you get buying signals, you close.
So these top associates you're talking about how many sales a week?
Okay. Some of the people that you've seen on there generally sell anywhere between 20 and 30 sales a week, make 20 and 30 sales a week.
What kind of living does this afford them?
That'll make them a 6-figure income.
Dang, I love hearing that.
Okay.
And if I want to sell TVC ProDriver, how do I get started? You say call in?
Call in, yes.
Okay.
If
Email you.
You can call in or email me at tvcmarketing.com. I'm D. Kircher at tvcmarketing.com. Lynn is L. Havener, Havener. I hope I spelled that right. Did I spell that right, Lynn? Okay.
We can put it in the comments as well.
Okay, yeah, put it underneath. And so you can email either one of us, let us know where you live. That's extremely important.
Okay.
And then we will get back with you and see what we can arrange to get you trained in a truck stop and selling. So.
All right. Well, here's a couple of scenarios for you. Mm-hmm. I think I've got a truck driver sold on ProDriver, but they want to make sure their spouse is also covered. Are they?
Well, on either of our memberships for ProDriver, your spouse is covered for roadside assistance in your private passenger vehicle. Okay, so she's covered in that regard. If say you're out on the road,
okay,
right, and your spouse has a flat tire, or they run out of gas, they lock their keys in their car, you're clear across the country, somebody needs to help them, we're going to help them. Okay, we provide them with roadside assistance for their private passenger vehicle, and when you're not in your truck, we're going to give you the same roadside assistance for your vehicle. Okay.
Okay, so the drivers get roadside assistance when they're not in their...
When they're in their truck, we will dispatch service for them with
okay,
a 10% discount.
But when they're in their non-truck vehicle?
When they're a non-truck vehicle,
okay,
we're gonna do normal roadside assistance, just like the Motor Club membership has, where we're gonna...
That's a good deal.
We're gonna tow you to the nearest servicing facility, we're gonna fix your flat, we're gonna bring you gas, we're gonna do all those kind of things for your spouse and for you when you're not in your big truck.
That's an easier way to talk your spouse into it, too.
Sure, I got you covered, baby. Look what I did for you.
Thanks. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So after going through all the benefits with this truck
I just
driver,
gave away 2 Motor Club memberships last night for a Valentine's present. I haven't told Lynn yet, but I did, yeah.
Aw.
And I think they even appreciate it. I mean, it's not like it doesn't have a cord, right?
Right, yeah. It's one of those gifts that, just
For Valentine's
keeps
Day, you're not supposed to ever give your spouse something with a cord on it. Lynn would beg
Haven't
to differ.
heard that. Have not heard that.
Well, you don't want to plug it in, right? If you can plug it in, it's not good for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
Apparently, what if it's something like TV, something awesome?
I'm just saying, that's what I've heard.
Or
Now,
an
I
electric car.
did give my wife I guess I did give my wife something with a cord one time because I got her a piano for Valentine's Day, and I guess the chord of C was on there, or the chord of G.
Oh, great. You gave her a corny pun for Valentine's Day. So the last question, after going through all the benefits with this truck driver, it turns out their spouse is also a truck driver.
Okay.
Will they need to buy separate memberships?
Yes, to cover you for legal representation for your commercial tickets, okay? For your commercial license, tickets associated with your commercial truck, yes, you will have to have separate membership. So, but like I say, okay, the cost of the membership is less than a cup of coffee a day. You know what the average cup of coffee costs in the United States?
$4.
No.
Oh. I'm sorry. I guess I just thought of Starbucks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there in Starbucks, yes, it is $4, but anywhere it's $2.62.
Nice.
This is
even worse.
$1.63. This is less than a cup of coffee a day. Think about that. And what do you get for it? You get peace of mind. You get coverage anytime you get a moving violation in your truck or in your personal vehicle. We're going to cover you. We're going to take care of it for you because, even if you get one in a personal vehicle, it's still going to go on your CSA score.
So if you get one in your
crazy.
personal vehicle, you still get the legal coverage?
Yes.
Nice. Well,
Anything.
David,
You can be driving your motorcycle. We'll cover your ticket on a motorcycle.
you, as always, have been so knowledgeable about this, and this has been a lot of difficult questions. So thank you so much for
Well, thank you, Julie.
answering all our questions about ProDriver. I hope that more people are able to sign up and offer this great service to
It
truckers.
is an exceptional service, and it's something. What makes it so wonderful to sell is that we know, if you ask Al or Debbie Tonkovich or LC or Melinda, if you talk to them and say, what's so great about what you're selling, they say, because they have to have this. They may not know it yet, but when a driver comes up to me, I know he needs what I'm selling, even if he doesn't. And my job is just to get him enrolled because he's got to have it. If he doesn't have it, he's probably not going to be driving in 3 years.
Oof. Well, you
Okay.
guys, thank you so much for watching today. It's been wonderful to have you. Like our TVC Facebook page for more updates, and we'll see you in a couple weeks with our next episode of TVC Talk.
Take care.
I'm your host, Julie Parton. This is David Kircher. Have a wonderful day.
See ya. Thanks.